We think the ancient world is understood. Egypt, pyramids, kings, dust, stone. Everything neatly explained inside documentaries and history books. Civilizations appeared, built monuments, and vanished. End of story. But what if the story never actually ended? What if one of the greatest mysteries in human history has been sitting in front of us the entire time, hidden inside the coordinates of Earth itself? Take a globe, not a flat map, a real globe. Now draw a line around the planet at 30 degrees north latitude. At first it means nothing, just another invisible coordinate crossing oceans, deserts, and mountains. But then you begin noticing something impossible. One ancient civilization appears on this line, then another, and suddenly the pattern becomes too precise to ignore. Let's begin in Egypt. Giza, a desert plateau just outside modern Cairo, where the heat rises from the sand like fire itself. Here stand the Great Pyramids, massive stone mountains built more than 4,500 years ago. The Great Pyramid of Khufu originally stood nearly 146 meters tall and remained the tallest structure on Earth for thousands of years. More than 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing several tons, positioned with astonishing precision. Even modern engineers struggle to explain how ancient workers achieved such accuracy without modern machines. But the strangest part is not the construction, it is the location. Coordinates: 29.9792 degrees north latitude, almost perfectly aligned with 30 degrees north. Close enough to make surveyors uncomfortable. In 1798, Napoleon arrived in Egypt with an army of soldiers, engineers, mathematicians, and scientists. While generals planned battles, French engineer Edmé François Jomard became obsessed with measurements. He studied the pyramids for years, angles, shadows, coordinates, and eventually he realized something shocking. The Great Pyramid was not placed randomly. At 30 degrees north latitude, the relationship between the horizon and the stars creates a unique astronomical advantage. Ancient navigators could determine direction and location using only celestial observation. No GPS, no satellites, no compasses, just the sky. Suddenly, the pyramids looked less like tombs and more like markers placed with purpose. Now travel east, across deserts and mountain ranges, into ancient Persia. Persepolis, built around 515 BC by Darius the Great, ruler of one of the most powerful empires the world had ever seen. Unlike the pyramids, Persepolis was not designed to survive eternity. It was designed to display power. The city rose from a gigantic stone platform carved directly into the mountainside. Huge staircases decorated with carvings of soldiers, diplomats, and tribute bearers from across the Persian Empire. Columns taller than modern buildings, massive ceremonial halls covered in polished stone. For visitors arriving from distant kingdoms, Persepolis must have looked almost supernatural. And once again, the coordinates reveal the same pattern: 29.9 degrees north latitude, almost identical to Giza. Official historians explain the location logically: good climate, strategic positioning, access to water, and trade routes. And maybe they're right. But then another civilization appears, one with no known connection to Egypt or Persia. Mohenjo-Daro, modern-day Pakistan. Discovered in the 1920s beneath layers of dust and forgotten earth. At first, archaeologists thought they had uncovered a small ancient settlement. They were wrong. What emerged from the ground was one of the most advanced cities of the ancient world. Perfectly straight streets arranged in a grid pattern, sophisticated drainage systems running beneath the roads, public wells, bathing areas, carefully engineered construction. Thousands of years ago, while much of humanity struggled with basic survival, Mohenjo-Daro already looked organized with terrifying efficiency. And yet, we still know almost nothing about the people who built it. Their writing remains undeciphered, their rulers unknown, their beliefs uncertain. An entire civilization speaking across thousands of years, and humanity still cannot fully understand the message. Then come the coordinates. 27.3 degrees north latitude. Again within the same mysterious belt, 3 civilizations. Egypt, Persia, the Indus Valley. Different languages, different gods, different continents, and yet somehow connected by geography. At this point, the pattern already feels strange, but then comes the location that makes the mystery truly unsettling: Lhasa. Hidden high in the mountains of Tibet, more than 3,600 meters above sea level. The air is thin, winters are brutal, even breathing becomes difficult for outsiders. This is not the kind of place where great civilizations are supposed to emerge. And yet, ancient Tibetans built one of the most spiritually important cities in Asia here. Towering above the city stands the Potala Palace, massive white and crimson walls rising against frozen mountains like something carved from another world. Pilgrims once crossed deadly mountain routes for months just to reach this place. Many never survived the journey, but they kept coming, generation after generation, because Lhasa was believed to be sacred, a place where heaven and earth connected. And once again, the coordinates appear. 29.6 degrees north latitude. Again, almost the same invisible line crossing Egypt, Persia, Pakistan, and now Tibet. 4 ancient centers, 4 civilizations, 1 repeating geographical zone. Now the coincidence becomes difficult to dismiss, and this is where the story changes completely. Because some researchers began asking a dangerous question. What if ancient civilizations understood the Earth differently than we do? Not magically, not spiritually, geometrically. In the 20th century, researcher Charles Hapgood proposed that ancient cultures may have understood planetary alignments and geodetic positioning long before modern science officially discovered them. Most academics mocked him, but then something unexpected happened. Albert Einstein himself showed interest in Hapgood's theories. Einstein even wrote comments supporting further investigation instead of immediate dismissal. Think about that carefully. The greatest scientific mind of the modern age did not completely reject the possibility that humanity's past might be far stranger than we imagine. And once that idea entered the conversation, the theories became even darker. Some researchers suggested these ancient sites may align along massive geodetic paths wrapping around the Earth itself, invisible planetary geometry. Others believed ancient builders selected locations based on natural environmental properties, magnetic stability, astronomical alignment, electrical activity in the atmosphere. Modern science already proves that humans constantly react to invisible forces around them. Electromagnetic fields affect the brain. Sound frequencies affect emotion. Light patterns affect mental states. Your nervous system continuously senses the environment without you realizing it. Now imagine ancient humans. No electric noise, no glowing cities, no constant technological distraction. Only stars, mountains, wind, earth. Would their awareness become sharper? Could generations of survival have taught them to recognize places modern humans no longer understand? Maybe certain locations truly felt different, places where the sky appeared clearer, where navigation became easier, where weather remained stable, where nature itself seemed balanced. And over centuries, those places became sacred. Then comes the final possibility, the one historians almost never discuss openly. What if these civilizations inherited fragments of knowledge from something older? A civilization that existed before recorded history. A culture destroyed so completely that only traces remain. Impossible? Maybe. But remember this. Around 11,000 years ago, the last ice age ended. Sea levels rose more than 120 meters. Entire coastlines vanished beneath the ocean forever. Massive regions of ancient land disappeared underwater, and humanity has barely explored what lies beneath those oceans. We assume nothing existed there, but assumptions are not evidence. History has embarrassed humanity before. Troy was once considered mythology, then it was discovered. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey shattered our understanding of ancient civilization completely. A massive ritual complex built nearly 12,000 years ago, thousands of years earlier than experts believed humans were capable of such construction. It remained hidden simply because nobody dug deeply enough. So what else still waits beneath the earth? What else remains buried beneath deserts, beneath mountains, beneath the oceans? Because the ancient world may not be gone. It may simply be hidden. And maybe that is why these places continue haunting humanity. The stones remain, still standing after thousands of years, still aligned with the earth, still asking the same question humanity cannot answer. Who were we before history began? And how much have we forgotten?